Okay, so I moved all the stuff out the way and moved away my old computer so it could be replaced by the new computer. But I realized that since I now know what parts are on the inside of a computer, I can actually look at my old computer and see what the shiz I have in here is. So, this right here, turns out I did have a graphics card. It's not a very good one. It is old, as you can see, especially compared to my other one, the one with the two fans and the cool metal thing at the top. Yeah, that one was my graphics card now. This is the old graphics card, this red piece. So, did a good job, computer. Thank you. It's the motherboard. It's not as fancy as the other one. Actually, I think that's this right here is where the CPU is. Which it doesn't have a fan over top of it, just a heatsink. So interesting. All the other stuff. That's my battery. Down there is my hard drive. Right here, this is actually the CD drive. This is actually just all the wires and stuff for the front of the computer with the power cords. I mean, with the power, the audio, all that stuff. Yeah, that whole section is that. Back there are all of my things over there. Also, I now seeing that I did have a graphics card, I realized why my computer wouldn't go back to DVI. Because I mean, why it wouldn't go back to VGA? It was stuck on DVI. Wouldn't go back to VGA. It was really annoying. I couldn't figure out why it was doing that. Turns out it was because of my graphics card. I had it plugged into the DVI port, which the computer itself doesn't have a DVI port. The graphics card had the DVI port. So when I plugged my screens into the DVI port, I actually started using my graphics card, and I couldn't tell my computer to just stop using the graphics card that it has plugged in. So it wouldn't go back to VGA when I kept doing that. It would only work on the DVI because it was on the graphics card. So apparently for the first year I had this, or like for the first, yeah, for pretty much the first year I had this, uh, it I was not using my graphics card. So that's a bit unfortunate. Uh, Lost, missing out on that. But when I started using the graphics card, it didn't actually make much of a difference. Because again, it isn't crazy good graphics card, but it did like it was cool. I enjoyed it. I ended up getting a four-way splitter. Was wondering why it wasn't working. It's because I was using the graphics card. This graphics card doesn't support three screens, which is why I couldn't use three screens. I was ended up using two screens I was using three screens, but I was only actually using two screens to displaying my information on two screens, and the two of the screens were actually the same screen. But now with the graphics card and the motherboard I have and that guy, uh, all three of my screens will work. I know because I actually read the stuff on my graphics card. It says it doesn't support three screens, so I will have three separate screens. That'll be pretty cool. So that setup will actually work. It's actually seems more cluttered and bunched in, but that's because I moved all the screens closer in so I could move the computer. That's where it's gonna go. That's where that one was. I have a lot of computers, screens, computer. But yeah, so I'll do that real quick. See you guys when I have the computer plugged in. Okay guys, everything's plugged in. The computer's all set up where it's supposed to be. That's my external hard drive next to it. All my screens are all nice and neat. I actually did bundle some of the cords back there because I realized, oh hey, I have extra things for my computer, so I actually tied up my cords in the back so they're a little neater than they were before. They're still not crazy neat, but it's better. Uh, yeah, everything's ready to go. It should all work. So let's turn it on to find out. I actually have you on top of the chair, so I guess I'll leave you here so that you can see it. Yeah, you're on my desk chair right now though, so it's gonna be a little weird. Um, Pushing the power button. Oh wait, gotta turn on the power switch. Sorry about that. Okay. Whoo! My freaking speaker's turned on, which means it has power. Okay, turning on the power button. Oh, come on. Oh, come on. Okay, it's on, but nothing's showing up on screen so far. let's try. Actually, it's on auto detect, but it doesn't detect anything. I'm using my 4-way VGA splitter. That might not work out. Because the DVI cord I was previously using for my old computer, which I figured out, I plugged into all that other stuff I went over about my DVI cable. I tried using it on here actually, but it's the wrong cable end. The end piece. Okay, let me show you. The end pieces of this. The inside of this actually is the wrong end for what's on the other side of this, which honestly I should be using DVI cables and should possibly also be using better screens, being how much shiz I have put in there for graphics wise, but still using VGAs. I did plug it into the computer and back, and I have it plugged into my 4-way splitter, but so far the splitter is not working. So what we'll do instead is we'll plug the cord that's into the splitter, we'll plug it directly into one of the computer screens, which should hopefully show up something on the screen then. So we'll put it in this center one. Sorry, you'll have to give me a second. I gotta actually unscrew this first. Okay. Put it out of the way. Put these out of the way. Turn this guy out. I don't want that guy running and doing things when I don't want to, especially since I'm about to put this down. Whew. Don't like snaps. Never like snaps. Okay, that's up. Okay. Okay. So that should be plugged in now. Should be the only thing plugged in. Wow. This was underneath the screen. Don't need that. Oh, actually, this is what snapped. Came right off. That's a bit unfortunate. The stand for my keyboard snapped. Still stays up, so that's good. But it doesn't technically stay in place anymore because it snapped. Okay. Okay, so now only this screen is plugged in. Let's go for, oh wait, this came off again. Let's go for attempt number 2 at turning this on. Okay, power on. Keyboard light came on. Screen's still not doing anything. Okay, so it didn't do anything again. So we're gonna turn it back off. This leads us to believe that it's not the VGA cable that's coming into here, but instead it's the VGA cable coming out of here. So let me check that real quick. actually, it's possible that we're using the wrong one. Because that's, huh. We might have been using the wrong one. Let's try this again. We're still gonna plug it directly into the screen, but we may have been using the wrong VGA cable, which would make sense as the one that didn't work. Okay. Tip number 3 at turning this on. Let's see. Oh, oh, no. Oh. This isn't working. We have to try something else. I mean, I didn't try the VGA back there. I do probably still need to get a different cord, probably a DVI cord. DVI to VGA possibly, because none of these screens take HDMI. I know this one, I'm pretty sure I saw the other end of that had a DVI. But I don't have a DVI to DVI splitter either. So I'll probably find a DVI to HDMI. I mean, not to HDMI, to VGA, like this, but with a different end, because this head is wrong. Probably do that, because it does have a spot for VGA. I may just be using the wrong cable. I mean, it's possible. So let's, I guess we'll try this one more time. I don't remember which number we're on. I think that was the 4th one, or the 3rd one. Can't believe I lost count already. But we'll try this one more time. Sorry. Yep, we'll try this one more time, see if we can get it to work. Because as it stands, they keep messing shit up. Probably problems with what cord we're using. Stuff like that. Sorry. Readjusting the camera. There we go. I hit the chair, so let me just make sure. Yeah. Okay, we're all good. This is a lot of work. So let's unplug this. So I know there's 2 ends here that aren't plugged in. 3 ends here. There's 3 ends that aren't plugged in. Gotta find out where each goes to. So I wrapped up the entire thing of cords so as not to be a nuisance. But let's unwrap those so I can find where everything goes. Okay, so we know this cord is plugged into the computer. It wasn't working originally, at least I don't think it was. So let's straighten it out. We'll unplug this from here. We'll test it with another cord. And this will be our last test. We'll take this guy. Okay. Taking this cord. You can plug it into the computer. You can plug it into this middle screen. It will be the only screens plugged in. If this doesn't work this time, then it's not that the VGA cables, well, it's not that there's anything wrong with our VGA cables because we were using it on that computer. It's that I need a DVI cable for this computer with a different end, because I am using a really high graphics card, a bunch of other stuff, and these screens probably just can't handle what this guy's putting out. It's possible. Actually, because of that reason, instead of using this screen, we're going to put it into this one. Not this one. Yeah, we're going to put it into this screen because this screen is better than, both of these screens are better than this screen. I don't remember which one of these screens is better, but I'm going to put it into this one just because it's closest. Because this one should be able to handle better what this is putting out than that one can. So, last test, new screen, new cord. Let's see if we can get this. If it doesn't work now, then we just need a new cable. Or a new screen. Also a possibility. Okay. There's my headphones on the back of that one. So let's move those up there. Yeah, there's actually a DVI port back here for this computer, so I should really be using DVI. It might be, so if I end up getting DVI cables instead, which would probably be a good idea, then these two screens both have DVI ports. I know that for a fact. One, because I can see this one, and two, because that's the same model basically. That one doesn't have a DVI port, so I'll probably have to replace that one screen. But replacing one screen is better than buying 3 new screens, though. All we need is for it to work, though. So let's just test with this one screen. This screen, that computer. Let's go. Attempt number 4, I think, possibly. You know better than I do. If it's not attempt number 4, attempt number 5. Actually, I would prefer this be attempt number 5 because I like odd numbers. So let's go with attempt number 5. If it's attempt number 4, then I wish I would have tried one more time. But it's all good. That's just miscellaneous stuff. We're gonna try this one more time. This screen, new cord, new computer. Let's go. Okay. Well, as you can see, didn't work out. So, our next issue, which I guess this one, the next issue should be solved around the same time we get our carrier for the SSD drive. So, next week, what we'll do is, most likely, we'll replace the SSD, the makeshift shiz I did with tape with the SSD drive. We'll put the SSD drive in an actual carrier so that it fits inside of the port for it the way it's supposed to. And we should also have the DVI cables, because honestly, I shouldn't be using VGA cables for a computer like this. I didn't think about this stuff. This is not one of the things I thought about. So, oof, lots of work. Last thing we need, DVI cables. We'll be good. We should be good. So I'll go look up some of those up on the internet or something, on Amazon most likely. Look some of those up. Yeah. Cool. See you guys later. Or see you guys in whatever extended part of this I do if I edit it to continue on to multiple things, to like skip to next week or whatever. Because that's probably what I'm going to do for like most of this. So, for now, we'll do that. We're good. For now, it'll just sit here dormant, waiting to be used. Bye-bye. Hey guys, I'm back again. I went through a lot of work and a bunch of other stuff. I got some help from one of the brothers at the house, Jordan. Oh, actually, you know what? I'll move the camera back some, so that you can at least see me. Okay. So yeah, I got some help from one of the brothers at the house. Name's Jordan. He's pretty cool. He let me borrow. Actually, so the thing I need, the DVI splitter that I have, it, as previously stated, has the wrong end. He actually had a DVI to VGA splitter that does work better, so it's not a problem of VGA. It's just that I didn't have the right DVI splitter. Oh no, I didn't have the right DVI piece. He has a DVI adapter, not a splitter. Actually, it's back there right now. It's really small, like this big, and it's literally just DVI to VGA. So I need one of those. I'll probably just look that up, find it on Amazon or whatever. But that's all I was missing. So he brought his, I borrowed his. So it shows up now. So now I was having the issue of needing to boot Windows and stuff. So I had to actually get it on here because apparently the one I had on here, a bunch of other stuff, was going on. I turned this, my external hard drive, I turned it into a bootable flash drive, USB for Windows. So now we're going to turn this back on, boot it with this guy, and we should be able to install Windows. So let's see how it goes. So here's my computer screen, about to turn on the power. Oh crap, we forgot to, Control Delete. F11 I think it is. Yep, F11. Boot menu. Actually, we're gonna move you. Give me a second. Give me a second. I'm gonna put you on top of the chair behind me so that you guys can see this better. There we go. Better view for you guys. We're gonna use my USB to boot this. Crap. I don't think I did it right. I'm not sure whether or not this is actually in. Might not be. Give me a second. Sorry, you guys fell over. Well, I clicked my hard drive for it to boot, but screen turned black and now there's just nothing. I just tried hitting Control-Alt-Delete. Also didn't do anything. I guess we'll try shutting it down and rebooting it. Okay, so tip number 2. Computer's on. Oh, F11. Oh crap, F11. Crap, didn't do it. Okay, gotta do it again. Control-Alt-Delete. F11. I think this should be that guy. So let's try it. Nope, still didn't work. Well, I guess I'm gonna have to text Jordan, tell him that it won't boot from our external hard drive. Sorry guys, I thought this would work this time. Oh well.